Hey, welcome to the Rabbit Hole with your host, Mike Rossi.
I've been pretty sick the past couple days. In fact, yesterday I was really sick, so sick that my father was bringing Gatorades in for me and asking me if I was okay and if there was anything he could get me. My cousin Justin Grenier got married to a beautiful woman, Anita Grenier. Welcome to the family. Really, really cool person and great woman. And I wish that I could have been there yesterday, but man, I was so sick, and I just wanted to say congratulations to Anita and Justin on their marriage yesterday, which is awesome because it's great when two people in this world actually find each other and enjoy each other's company as much as these two do, or any other couple that I know. It's really nice. It's a nice thing. Today, what I would like to talk about is two words. Okay. Gary, Indiana. Yep, Gary, Indiana. They say, well, why is he talking about Gary, Indiana? Hmm. Well, I don't know if any of you know, but there are 14,000 abandoned homes in Gary, Indiana. It might even be more than that. I have to recheck that statistic because it might even be more than 14,000. Uh, it might even be 114,000. I think it might be 114,000. However, Gary, Indiana isn't the only example of this happening. So if you were to multiply 10 cities just like Gary, and there are 10 cities just like Gary, and you'd have 100,000. There's millions of homes that are abandoned in this country right now. And, it got me to talking and thinking when I started to see some of these homes being revitalized in places like even Detroit, Gary, Indiana, places that are really in need of economic thriving. Okay. So when I talk about that, I'm thinking about like, hey, if people are getting renovations done to their house, they're, obviously renting from tool companies, they're buying supplies from places like Lowe's or Home Depot, any other Ace Hardware supply shop. And that's bringing a boost to the economy in that location. People who are doing the work have to eat. There's got to be places to eat afterwards. And it gives me a great idea, and I'm thinking to myself, why have there not been any politicians who have thought about doing this yet? I was watching the news, and they are dying. They are bleeding in these cities in Massachusetts and New York, anywhere else where there were these sanctuary cities, and now the federal government is pouring in millions of dollars and giving what people are now calling freebies to the people who came here from another country, specifically but Mexico. We're talking about people who are skipping the border in Mexico, and now we have an influx of these people in these cities of ours, and the federal government is writing big checks to hotels. And you turn on the news and you see these people out there picketing and talking to the news anchors about what's actually happening in the cities right now because of the lenient laws we've had in America as far as bringing in immigrants. And I'm not going to get into talking about how that's affected voting records and are these people voting or are they being pulled. That's not what I'm going to talk about. But what does matter is that these people are here in the country now. And I would be hard pressed to believe that they're going to be leaving anytime soon. So, what can we do? All right. We need to start thinking about solutions to this problem. How can we actually solve and help, you know, everybody here, not just the immigrants, but Americans as well? So, listen, I'm not a politician. I'm just somebody who sits behind a microphone and thinks about things. And when I think about this, I think about Gary, Indiana, and other cities out there that have abandoned homes in them. Okay, so here's my proposition. This is what I am proposing. All right, to the country. Any politician that listens to what I have to say, put this in, man. Try to make it law. We have, and here's the example. Gary, Indiana is the example. We are going to give Americans who apply, okay, who apply, We are going to give them, you are going to give that American a house and $100,000 to fix the house. Now, you need to be able to prove that you have the ability and project managing skills to actually refurbish and flip a home. Now, that may either be like prior knowledge of doing this in the past, taking a test and being able to show that you know exactly what needs to get done, because we don't want people taking more money from the government with this program. What we want to do is we want to put immigrants in homes, and we also want to put a little bit of money and some uh, um, incentive behind it for people who have been in this country, Americans, people who have been in this country, born in this country, lived in this country, and love this country just as much as the immigrants that are here now, because I believe they do too. All right. So here's the plan. Plan number one: Gary, Indiana, other cities like it would write into the federal government and request that the federal government start a program. Okay. And the federal government's program would be that the applicants would have to be American, born in America. They would prove that they were able to rehabilitate a home by either owning a company or rehabilitating a home in the past, or even being a builder or holding a general contractor's license. Now, once this person gets the home and $100,000, they now rebuild and make this abandoned home that is in desperate need of repair a livable home, so that the power company just needs to come out, throw power on, and an immigrant company, or excuse me, an immigrant family, all right, will receive this home for 2 years. They'll be able to live in this home for free for 2 years. After the 2 year mark, they'll start paying a rent. Okay. However, if they want to come and pitch a tent out outside the home while it's being built, that's better than pitching a tent out and living on the sidewalk in New York City or Boston or anywhere else for that matter. It's better than staying in a hotel that's being paid for by Americans. There's no reason why. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'm an American right now, and I know that the opportunity that we have in this country is amazing, because, I have a good friend of mine. He goes over, his wife's from Sicily, and he tells me that the people in Sicily that are like 18, 19, 20, they don't have an opportunity like they do here. And I believe that. I believe that. So I do believe the opportunity here is good. So check it out. We bring these people in. They're already here, right? They're immigrants. They came here from another country. We're now going to put a little bit of money in the pocket of Americans by providing a place for these immigrants to live. I don't understand why we can't make this happen, or why it's okay for politicians and anybody else who's in a position of power to be sending millions and probably even billions of dollars into the immigrants staying in a hotel or any of these temporary facilities, because it's temporary. It's a temporary thing. You see, we developed the CCC and the Work Corps and all of this when we were in a world war and a depression, and really needed some sort of rehabilitation from that. And I think that's what we're looking at now in 2023 America, is that we now have immigrants who are from other countries, and they're here because they want just a better life. And that's always what it's been for anybody who moves from another country. They just want a better life. I mean, yeah, we could just say, hey, make Mexico another state in the country like Puerto Rico, and keep their governor or their president, all of that, keep everything the same, just cut the border down and we'll go in and get rid of the cartel. But we know they don't want that, right? And they're probably lobbying hard against that. So what all we can do right now is make it the best for us. I'm seeing millions of homes in the hundreds of thousands of homes, if not millions of homes in this country that are abandoned and are in need of repair. Okay, so let's make these homes livable again. Why aren't we making these homes so that people can live in these homes? They were beautiful homes at one point. They could be beautiful homes again, and they could have great residents living in them that are contributing to the economy in that area. There's no solution other than, if people say close the border, we can close the border today, but we're still going to be facing the problems that are here right now.